test next Thursday. On Friday of next week, 9th graders and 12th graders will be at home. There will be an assignment, and you guys know me, it's going to end up being on Delta Math. And then 10th and 11th graders will be at school next Friday. But you got a test on Thursday, okay? So, trying to get some more word problems in. The sum of 5 consecutive integers. It says the sum of those. So it's going to be x. That's your first one. Since they're just consecutive, the second one is x plus 1. The third one is x plus 2. The fourth one is x plus 3. And the fifth one is x plus 4. Is 165. So that's the setup. Now we combine like terms. I have 5 x's, so that's 5x. I combine the constants, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think I get 10. Bring down equals in 165. We've got a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides, and I get 155. And then I'm going to divide by 5, and I believe I get 31. Is that right? Okay, now it says what's the largest? Well, this is not the largest. This is actually the smallest. The smallest is 31. Now I'm going to add 1 and get 32, 33, 34, and 35. So the answer is 35. Did anybody get that? Okay, nice. Okay, gave you guys another perimeter problem, just like the one yesterday. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw me a rectangle and I'm going to label it. It says the length is an even integer, so we don't know what that is. We're going to make it x. And then it says the width is 3 times the next consecutive even integer. So 3 times, and the next one would be x plus 2. 3 times the next consecutive even integer. We know perimeter is add them up all the way around, so I'm just going to do a little work here. I'm going to go ahead and distribute this, and I get 3x plus 6. And now we're going to add up everything all the way around. So I've got 1x, 1x, 3x, and 3x. That gives me 8x. Then I'm going to combine my constants, and I get 12. And in the problem, it tells me the perimeter is 204 centimeters. So there's my two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides, and I want to say I get 196. And then I'm going to divide by 8. Did I do something wrong? Hang on. $192. I can tell you guys hadn't done it or somebody would have corrected me. 192. Then I'm going to divide by 8 and I get 24. Okay, so that means the length is 24. And then notice the width is 3 times the next even integer. So if I put 24 there, the next even integer is 26. It's 3 times 26 for the width. And 3 times 26 is 78. So the width is 78. Question there? Okay. Okay, this is my newer stuff. We've got some negative powers. And the first thing we want to do is power to a power, but there's nothing up there that's power to a power. So who remembers about what to do with negative powers to get rid of them? There's a little phrase written in your foldable. Anybody alive out there? Go ahead and pull out your foldables. Let's get our foldables pulled out, folks. You're going to need them anyway. We're going to do some next. Go ahead and pull those out. So, I've got an m to the negative 2 on top. Where do I need to move that? To the bottom. I've got an n to the negative 2 on the bottom. Where do I need to move that? Okay, I'm going to leave everything else where it's at. So 7n to the 5th stays put. 14m to the 4th stays put. I'm going to move this m to the bottom, and it is now a square. I'm going to move this n to the top, and it is now a positive 2. Okay? What do I do with coefficients? Divide. 7 divided by 14 is 1/2. What do I do with powers? Now, look at them. These are both on top. I don't subtract. I'm going to add them. So that's going to be n to the 7th. Okay. What do I do with these powers here on the bottom? Add them. So that's going to be m to the 6th. So the correct answer was D. Okay. All right, let's get our foldables out. We're going to do So on the one with the product rule, I'm just going to do, let's do this guy here. What do I get when I do this guy here? What am I supposed to do with my powers? I'm supposed to add them. Now you might say, well, Miss Batchett, can I not pull the t to the negative 2 in the denominator? You can. If you do that and then subtract them, you're going to get the same answer. So what is my answer? 5t to the what? Five t to the 6th power. Okay. All right, let's do this fella. Tell me what I get. -9. Nothing happens with that. I'm adding powers, 2, 10, and don't forget there's a 1. X to the 13th power. Okay. Okay, let's come over here and we'll do a wing dinger. Find this fellow right here. He's a nice one. Okay, remember, we do power to a power first. So I'm going to do a power to a power here, and I'm going to do a power to a power here. So I'm going to need some help, folks. We're going to need a little bit more involvement. So what do I do here? 6 squared. 36. What do I do with my powers? Okay, so x to the y to the, okay. I'm just going to put a multiplication symbol. I've got another power to a power. So I've got 3 raised to the 3rd power. 27. Okay, what's going to go on the x? What's going to go on the y? And what's going to go on the z? Okay, this one doesn't have a power to a power, so I'm just going to put a multiplication symbol and bring it down. Okay, what do I do with coefficients? The 3, the 27, and the 2, what do I do with those? I'm going to multiply. So everybody, multiply 36 times 27 times 2. I'm multiplying my coefficients. You should get 1944. What am I supposed to do with my powers? Okay, so what power goes on my x? I got 4, I got 3, and I got 1. When I add them, I get 8. What power goes on my y? 2 and 6 and 1 is 9. And what power goes on my z? 3 plus 1 is 4. There she is. We good there? Okay. That's all on this foldable. Okay. Let's get out our division foldable. Y'all, I want to finish this up here. Yesterday, we forgot to do this. I want to finish the left side first. Yesterday, we forgot to do it. So, with the quotient rule, we are subtracting powers. So, somebody tell me what I get here. Need some participation. X to the 6th, because I'm subtracting powers. Okay. How about here? What do I do with my coefficients? Divide. 12 divided by 3 is, what do I do with my powers? 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay. What are we going to get here? Did you say negative 3? No, 5 divided by 15 is just 1/3. It's just 1/3. And then where's the x belong? Where does the x belong? Okay, what power? Okay, there you go. Okay, our power of a quotient rule says if that parenthesis comes all the way down, then that power goes with the numerator and the denominator. So that would be x raised to the a power divided by y raised to the a power. And now we've got 3 simple ones. So what do I get for this first one? What's in the numerator? X to the what? Okay. Careful here. What's in the denominator? You better not say 6. 8. 2 raised to the 3rd power is 8. Okay, how about for this second one? What's in the numerator? This is going to be a long day. Y to the 4th. What's going to be in the denominator? Okay. All right, this got a lot of stuff in it. Let's see if we can do this in less than 30 minutes. What are we going to have on top? I'm going to need some participants. I guess I need to start calling on some people. Oh, thank you. 3 raised to the 4th power is 81. What else goes on top? X to the 4th. Okay. Bottom. 4 raised to the 4th power is 256. Y to the 20th. Okay. All right, let's do a couple tough ones on the right-hand side. I picked out 2. So we're going to go to this wing dinger right here. Locate it. It's the 3rd box down. Okay, folks, immediately there is something I can do here to it's just a quick something I can do before I distribute my powers. What can I do? No, can't do that first. But there's something I can mark through. There's something I can mark through. I can mark through the z to the 0 because that is a 1, and no matter what I get, if I multiply by 1, it doesn't change anything. So I'm going to mark through that and be done with that. Okay, now, we have to raise the numerator to the 2nd power. So what do I get? 8 squared is 64. X to the 7 times 2. Okay. Y to the 8th. Okay, on the bottom. 2 squared. X to the Y to the, Okay? Now, we've got a division problem. 64 divided by 4. 16. What do I do with powers? What do I do with powers in a division problem? Okay? So x to the y to the, and there is nothing in the denominator, so I don't even have a division bar anymore. Okay? All right. We're going to do this wing dinger. Okay, so we do power to a power, but y'all, I need to fix something first because this guy here is all raised to a negative power, and y'all, what do I do to get the negatives off the powers? It says flip to red. So y'all, this whole thing that's raised to a negative power, all I got to do is move it. I'm just going to move it up here. And now that power is positive. Now y'all, I can't change that one. Can't change that one. When I move this whole thing up, it's going to change that to a positive. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So y'all do it with me. So I'm going to leave everything where it's at. So I've got 2m to the 5th n squared to the 4th. I'm going to move this whole thing up. 4m squared n to the negative 4. And now there is a positive 2 on it. So I move this whole thing up. So the only thing now on the bottom is 2m cubed. And now I've got to do power to a power. Okay, so somebody help me with this first parenthesis, power to a power. What do I get? Jax, help me. 2 to the 4th is 16, okay. How about on your m? M raised to the 20th power. How about your n? To the 8th. Now I'm just going to put a multiplication symbol. And Birdie, I'm going to let you help me with this one. 4 squared. Four squared is not negative 8.
Oh, 16.
Is 16. It's not negative. Okay, what power goes on the m? What am I supposed to do with powers? I multiply, okay. And don't be scared. Power on the n. I multiply. Negative 8. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down. 2m cubed. Okay, now, what do I do with powers on top? The powers on top, what do I do? I add them. What do I do with coefficients? Okay, I'm going to multiply. Okay, so let's see. Callison, multiply for me. 16 times 16. 256. And when I add my powers on the m, what do I get? 24. And now I want y'all to check something out. What do I get when I add my powers on the n? They're gone. Now I'm going to go ahead and divide by 2m cubed. And last step, what do I do with coefficients now? Okay, 256 divided by 2? 128. What do I do with the powers on the m? What do I get? Boom. There you have it. We good? Yeah? Okay, we're going to come back and do some more of these next week, okay? Now, you may want to keep this foldable out.